Well, he has parameters in which he has to work within. The MAGA base does not want optional military engagements, especially on the ground, especially a long way. So Trump says, we're going to go do this and it's going to be a confined operation, a one-off. That's very important that he understands that. And I think he does more than any other president I've seen. He's trying to create deterrence without uh, endless forever wars. So he's telling the cartels, when you get into international waters or you get close to the United States and our territory or even approaching us, we're going to take you out. So please don't do it. That's basically the lesson he's doing.
Trump understands that the MAGA base rejects endless foreign entanglements, so his new anti-cartel strategy is precise and limited, aiming to project deterrence without falling into another forever war. These targeted strikes communicate a clear message. America will defend its borders swiftly, forcefully, but without boundless escalation. It's a new style of tough deterrence, sending a warning to criminal networks while respecting the red lines of U.S. public opinion.
We're letting in Venezuelans that we feel were political dissidents, and we're trying to deport his supporters that snuck in under Biden. Just as passing, I don't think any of us, it's so bewildering to have that open border and 10 to 12 million people who came in. And we still don't understand, we don't grasp the significance and the magnitude of 12 million people. Was it because they wanted to alter the politics and the demography of America? Was it they were just incompetent? Or is it just that they were nihilistic and mean? They just thought, we're going to destroy this border and all you people are going to... I don't know. I don't have the answer. But it's the weirdest thing, I think, in modern American history that an administration in 4 years would deliberately try to destroy the border and let in the poorest people without any audit or background in a time in 2021, when it started, of COVID and diseases and everything and criminal records, and then have these people present us on the left with this new axiom that it was moral to break the law and let people in illegally, and it's amoral to enforce the law and return them legally to their home. He was sort of like a regular president. He took a weekend off, Labor Day weekend, and he played golf, and he didn't want the media anywhere around him. And they went hysterical, but they were happy about it because they thought there might be some illness that he was... You remember when Melania went in, I think she had a bruise or some kind of procedure, and immediately they said that she was a victim of spousal abuse. So they're irresponsible. Then you have this, I don't know what he is anymore. Tim Walz, the unsuccessful vice presidential candidate of the Democrats, he gets on stage and he wears these adolescent high water pants and these weird suits, and then he either lies about his past, or he engages in profanity and potty mouth slurs, or he says something that's just nihilistic, like when he was rooting and so happy that he said he looked at the Tesla stock each morning and was delighted as it went down during the days of demonization of Elon Musk. And then somebody reminded him, hey, you're the governor of Minnesota. They have a investment portfolio. They lost millions of dollars. Are you cheering that on? And now he gets up and he says to a crowd, and he always is captivated by a crowd and becomes even more sloppy in his expression, that he says, well, when, I didn't hear about Trump and we thought he wasn't there, and one day you'll get a call and he won't be there. It's laughing like, I want him dead. Here's a guy who's just survived last summer 2 assassination attempts, and you have the major candidate's vice president nominee in 2024 hoping openly, publicly, that the president of the United States will be dead soon. If you did that with Obama, do you remember Obama? One person was in the Missouri State Fair, I'm doing this by memory, and he wore a mask as the circus clown, that's what clowns do in the rodeo, I should say, not circus, but he was banned for life from the Missouri rodeo just for wearing a mask that caricatured Obama. There was zero tolerance for any of that. What happens is, one of Trump's legacies will be that he creates such hatred from the left that they expose who they are in a way they never would before. They were too careful. And he scrapes off their veneer. So Pritzker then, he walks with a huge security detail at 6:30 in the morning along the $1 Million Mile shore and says, hey, it's safe. And all we would ask him, would you get on the subway at 2 in the morning by yourself? And the answer is no. Would you live in this neighborhood by yourself and sleep overnight? No. So what is Trump going to do? If he goes in there, the left thinks that they can hijack the crime issue, and because they think that they won't help him, and either it won't be like Washington where Muriel Bowser was kind of forced to help him because he went in there so quickly and he got such quick results. She wanted to take credit for it. And he has a shelf life where he has to get out. She's worried that when he gets out of Washington in a week or two, it'll go bad. And then he can say, well, when I'm here, it works. And when you're there, it doesn't. So she's now calling for an extension. But so I don't know myself, if I was a political advisor to Trump, I would say don't go in. Because you will get immediate results when you go in, but they will not cooperate with you. They will not cooperate with you, and they will demonstrate, and they will try to have a performance art. And I say that with some reluctance because people will die if he does not go in there. But I would not go in there. If I were to go in, I would go into a red state, blue city, high crime area, like Memphis or something. You know what I mean? Even though it's not iconic, it's not a big city like these three. But it's a lose-lose situation. But he can just concentrate on Washington and make it just an iconic, safe place. Because it is in federal jurisdictions, and everybody can look at it. And he can just say, look at Washington, and I wanted to help everybody. I think he's also, when he says, I'm going to go in, I think he really doesn't want to go in. Because I think he's got astute advisors that have told Trump, this is a lose-lose situation because these mayors are insurrectionists. They don't want to help you. They will oppose you. And the police hierarchy will be scared because they know when you leave, they will be punished by these decrepit mayors. Johnson, who wants to deal with Johnson? And who knows what's going to happen in New York with the next mayor? And we've seen what happens in Los Angeles when you're dealing with the mayor and the governor.
The immigration crisis is unlike anything in recent history. Millions entered under loose vetting, blurring the line between compassion and chaos. Is this demographic transformation intentional, blundering incompetence, or something darker? The administration's narrative flips American values. Enforcing immigration law is now amoral, while breaking it is virtuous. Meanwhile, high-profile figures on the left cross any boundary, from celebrating financial losses if it hurts ideological foes, to even joking about the death of political opponents, something unimaginable if the parties were reversed. When it comes to crime and city safety, Trump faces a lose-lose political trap. Intervene and face obstruction, or stay out and get blamed. The left strategy in many blue cities seems more about optics and blame than genuine solutions, revealing how polarized and performative American governance has become. If you value honest analysis and real conversations, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and share your thoughts in the comments. What did we miss, and what should we tackle next? Your voice makes this community stronger. Let's keep pushing for the truth together.